Good morning. It is Tuesday, March the 3rd. Last night's bag sale for Charlene went very well, and I'm working on getting those bagged up and ready to go out this morning. I'm going to have to run out to do something that I hadn't planned on, so most likely these will not be ready to be mailed out until tomorrow morning. I do apologize for that because I like to get them out the next day. If I can get them all bagged up and ready to go, they will go out this afternoon when I have to run out for that little bit. But you should have them by Saturday, for those of you that did get bags. I knew the dragonfly bag would be a very popular one. And there is one that will be over at Vero's Crochet Gifts for a raffle for Charlie. Hopefully she will get it. I believe she's going to get it. She may have already gotten it. Can't remember for sure. But, and she will have that available for raffle for Charlie as well. I would imagine if she hasn't already put it up, she'll put it up pretty soon. So there is a dragonfly bag over at Vero's Crochet Gifts for Charlie as well to win in the raffle. And so there's one way to get one of those bags possibly. The other is to wait until I get my shipment of the new fabric in. I did call this morning to ask if I could add some more yardage. He did tell me he's already cut the yardage that I had requested, and that the bolt's looking pretty thin. He did say he ordered another one, so hopefully that'll come in today or Thursday, and he'll let me know when that comes in, and then he'll cut the additional fabric that I had asked for the dragonflies. I'm telling you. Like I said, if I'd had an opportunity to buy the whole bolt that day, I would have, because it's beautiful fabric. You know, I love it. And my husband was teasing me. He goes, I thought you were going to keep some of the back to make you a bag. I said, yeah, but didn't happen, did it? See if we can shut that up. Sorry about that, guys. My husband just texted me a picture of what the biology people over at the university have done. They have put out Clorox wipes, hand sanitizer, and tissues all over the place up on their floor. Just don't shake hands. Wash your hands. Sneeze into your arm or your elbows. Everybody's getting a little crazy about this coronavirus. I know I went off topic, but I'm going to continue off topic. My husband was telling me yesterday he saw a video from one of his friends who has family in China. And China, while they're taking this, with a grain of salt, they do have a little bit of humor. And this video shows this guy getting out of a taxi, some guy coming up to him with his hand extended, to greet him. And that the fellow goes, and then he picks his foot up so that they can bump feet instead of handshakes. Now I'm laughing about that because the Chinese are taking this with a good sense of humor. So, yeah. And last night, during the live, I had my first troll ever. It was fantastic. And I noticed that he subscribed to me. So, Boon Noob, this is for you. You really need to wash under your foreskin. This is PSA for all men who are uncut. If you do not wash under your foreskin, there are several things that happen. It gets itchy. Not only that, but you can get a severe infection. What also can happen is the foreskin can get caught behind the penis head, and it can act like a tourniquet, causing the blood flow to stop, or for extreme swelling and pain. Not only that, Boone, but let me tell you, you can get gangrene, and then you will have to have that little member amputated. So there's your PSA for today. Wash yourself. Yeah, he asked a question. Okay, I'm taking this with a grain of salt. Now, I had two purchases, and no, they were not yarn. I went to the Dollar Tree to get something, and you'll never guess what this kitty is. It's a nail file. They have several of them in there, different ones, so that's kind of funny. The other one was a book that, I can't remember who I was talking about. Yes, I do. It was Chevy Rowe. Chevis. This book, Cast On, Bind Off. I am always looking for different ways to bind off, and there are some fantastic bind-offs in this book. So when she recommended it, I automatically went over and purchased it. I think it's like $13. It's spiral bound, which is great because that means you can open it up and lay it flat. But it's a great book for those of you that are looking for some cast-ons and bind-offs. They're a little different. And that's always fun, something besides provisional and besides the typical long tail. That's generally what I do, is a long tail, unless there's a reason to do otherwise. Now, I have not gotten finished with my sweater. And this, I have done the front and the back, and I have gotten the front where it is a nice slope so that I can add a front that will go all the way around and around the sides. I have not attached it yet for the sleeves. I do plan on doing the sleeves on this once I have it where I want the sleeves to go. This will be a little bit longer than what I have here because I do plan on adding around the sides and around the front in one of the gray colors that's in this. So that is it, other than I started the hat with Debbie of Canadian Crocheters, her, was it No Name Front Post hat? I'm calling it Debbie's hat. And it really does make a nice thick fabric. And I'm really liking the way that it feels because it's a great pattern, and it's so easy once you get going on it. Extremely easy pattern. So Debbie has a great mind. Came up with a great pattern. I think that's about it for this portion. Don't really have anything finished. Some of you may notice this. This is just one of the ways that I gather the hats that I've made over the past month for the babies. And then when I pick up the other hats from some of the other ladies, those will go into a bag for me to take to the hospital. Sometimes you want to smack the marketing people, certain places. I showed you the frog hats. They were taken to the hospital for the leap year babies, and on my Facebook page, I linked to that. But here's the problem. The marketing person was at the Lock Haven Hospital when we were called the Naughty Knitters. We're not the Naughty Knitters anymore. It's totally disbanded. There is no such thing as Naughty Knitters in Lock Haven anymore. We have since become the Mill Hall Senior Center Baby Beanie Brigade, and for some reason they can't get that straight. She's older too. I'll give her a break this time. But I have sent a message to them that they need to retract that and make a correction for the papers. We'll see if that happens. It probably won't happen. But you got to give the right people the credit for doing those things. You know, you just can't make it up as you go. And you know, folks, now it's time for what in Tarnation. We have some very heartfelt stories. And of course, animals. You know, we love our animals. This first one deals with something that is fairly local to me when I go up to State College. And it is the memorial vigil that Penn State students held for a Taco Bell location. Penn State University students and community members gathered at the site of a shuttered Taco Bell for a vigil mourning the loss of the fast food restaurant. The Taco Bell location on East College Avenue, State College, unexpectedly closed its doors permanently last week, leading Penn State student Prajesh Patel to organize the Sunday night vigil. The vigil, which was advertised on Facebook, brought out dozens of attendees, including former employees, to pay their respects to the closed eatery. Taco Bell was our home away from home and added spice to our life, Patel, who attended the vigil in a taco costume, told the assembled crowd. The nearest Taco Bell to the closed location is about 2 miles away. Now, this is probably one of the local Taco Bells that whenever Penn State students won a game, they would go downtown and destroy things. So, that's probably why that Taco Bell had to close. Maybe, perhaps, they incurred too much loss because they never fined the students or charged them. You know, we are Penn State. We're above everybody else. I say that jokingly. Seriously. That is the biggest thing I find a problem with Penn State. Is when they have those things and the kids go downtown and they start destroying businesses and light poles, pulling them down and everything. They don't charge the students and they don't fine them. It is probably in the millions now how much damage they have done downtown when they win a game. Control yourself, kids. Next story is about a poor dangling owl. Fire and rescue teams in Virginia responded to a river where an owl was spotted entangled in fishing line and dangling over the water. New Kent Fire Rescue said crews from the Tallysville and Quinton stations responded alongside other rescuers Sunday when an owl was reported in distress at the Chickahominy River. The department said the owl was wrapped in fishing line and hanging upside down from a branch over the water. We are happy to report they were able to free the owl so that the New Kent County Sheriff's Office said. Animal Control Unit could transport to a treatment facility, the department said. And from what I understand, the owl is doing well. And that is the one thing about fishing line that kind of irritates me, because a lot of people will set up a line to catch the fish, not even think about the other critters that might get entangled. Now, this New York couple either has impeccable timing for their babies to be born. New York couple welcomes their second leap day baby. A New York couple beat some long odds when their second child became the second of their kids to be born on leap year. Lindsay and Dane Dimchek welcomed baby Scout Dimchek on Saturday, marking the second birth in their family, as well as the second child to be born on February 29th. Now, isn't that convenient for birthday parties? The couple's first child, Omri, was born February 29, 2016. Lindsay Dimchek said Scout's due date was March the 4th, but she went into labor during a family dinner at a Brooklyn restaurant Friday night. It became more serious. It wasn't a joke anymore. It was like, this is happening. I say it was the Italian food that did it, Dane Dimchek told WABC-TV. The parents said they are making plans for future birthdays. It's complicated. We do Omri's on the 28th since he's older, and Scout's on March the 1st. When there is a leap day, we'll make it a big thing, Lindsay Dimchek said. An expert said the couple beat odds of 1 in 2.1 million to have consecutive babies born on back-to-back leap days. Oh boy. Can you imagine? This next one I find absolutely amazing. Pennsylvania women find out they're sisters after 17 years of friendship. A pair of Pennsylvania women who have been best friends for 17 years said they were shocked to discover after all this time that they are biological sisters. Ashley Thomas and Toya Wimberly, 29, said they met in the 6th grade at Sulzberger Middle School in Philadelphia, and the pair soon became inseparable. The women said they would often be told they looked alike and would get asked if they were sisters, but they always laughed it off until recently. Thomas said she found out about 15 years ago that the man she knew as her dad was not her biological father. But her mother never told her the identity of her biological father before she died a few years later. Thomas's late mother's best friend was recently scrolling Facebook and came upon pictures from Wimberly's engagement party. She spotted Wimberly's father, Kenneth Wimberly, in the photos and recognized him as someone who used to spend time with Thomas's mother. Kenneth Wimberly said he remembered the woman, and the group soon started to suspect he might be Thomas's biological father. A DNA test was conducted and confirmed the suspicions. Kenneth Wimberly said he was shocked by the news. I was hurt, but also happy to find out this beautiful and successful young lady was my daughter, he told Newsweek. Toya Wimberly said in a Facebook post that the revelation has only strengthened their bond. That's why we're so similar. That's why we look so alike. That's why we've been inseparable since the 6th grade. And there is video, and they do look a lot alike. Now, you know, goats can be wily little critters. This goat that I'm going to talk about is a little troublemaker. Not that other goats aren't troublemakers. Goat makes trouble inside Oregon's group home. Police in Oregon responded to an adult group home where a goat had come inside and acted in a threatening manner, causing residents to barricade themselves inside a room. Charles Roberts, a resident of the group home in northeast Portland, said he spotted the goat wandering around a nearby busy street and guided the animal out of the roadway. He said the encounter started out pleasant, but the goat followed him inside the group home and started attempting to headbutt residents. He was just wanting to play. The residents locked themselves inside a room away from the goat and called police. Being a police officer for 20 years, you see and go to a lot of calls and see a lot of crazy things. But when I first saw this and heard it on the radio, didn't think it was real. We thought somebody was a little intoxicated, maybe had a little too much. Officer Eric Zanjak told KPTV. Zanjak, that's a hard name, was able to capture the goat with a leash and walk into the nearby farm, which had agreed to keep an eye on the animal until its owner could be found. Police said they later identified the goat's owner, who told officers the goat is an escape artist named Prince. And there's video. There's video for almost all of these, or a picture. And those will be linked down below. But the call that the person placed to the dispatcher is hilarious. So I advise you to make sure you're not drinking when you see that part of the video. Now this next one is rather interesting because it's probably normal for where this hippo lives to see hippos. But there's video that was captured of this. And it was a hippo wanders through a gas station parking lot. A gas station in South African city shared video of a hippopotamus drawing a crowd by wandering through the parking lot. The OK Express convenience store at the Engine gas station in St. Lucia posted a video to Facebook showing the hippo casually strolling through the parking lot Sunday evening, causing a crowd of onlookers to gather at the entrance to the store. The hippo returned back to the lake after grazing around town, the post said. Marie Stubb, who filmed the video, said she was stopped across the street from the gas station when she spotted the wild animal. Stubbs said the gas station is located near Lake St. Lucia, and hippos are sometimes seen wandering into town to find grassy patches for grazing, generally after sunset. Now, the link is going to take you to a news station in New York. I thought that was rather interesting. And it does show the video walking through there. And they do remind us that while hippos can be considered cute, they are one of the most aggressive and dangerous land animals around. They are very fast for being as big as they are, and you surely don't want to get in their jaws. So enjoy that video as well. Normally I would close here, but I have one more thing I would like to add. Loretta of Homemade with Love by Loretta and Blaine is looking for someone who takes wedding gowns and turns them into angel baby outfits or dresses. I don't do that. I attempted that a few years ago. The satin and some of the materials that are used are a little different. You have to use the right kind of needles to make those. So if you know of anyone who does this or whatnot, or anywhere, especially if they're close to Loretta down where she is at, please contact Loretta at Homemade with Love by Loretta and Blaine, because they are looking for someone. I don't know if she's found anyone yet. I did give her some suggestions to go through careware.org to look at the hospital listings to see if they knew of anyone who did that, because I know where we're at in Williamsport, they do have a group that actually makes those for them, for babies that are born asleep. That is the term that is used. So, but if you know of anybody, please contact Loretta and let her know about that. Okay? And, yeah, go to Vero's Crochet Gifts and buy some lottery tickets. There are some great items over there for the lottery. Yeah, I mean for the raffle. So you just have to pick which one you want and, send your money in for that. So, of course, that's to benefit Charlie for Charlie's Angels. The other thing is, if you're not subscribed to Have a Yarn with Charlie, please do so. I thought she was at 1,000. And I think Bridget last night said she was at 858, which isn't that far away. So let's spread it around and let's get her up to her 1,000. I mean, come on. She's going to dye her hair purple. Let's do it. Let's get her there. I want to see that purple hair. All right, everybody have a great day, and I will see you again soon. And remember, choose kindness.